Hey everybody, Scott Spreitzer here, DocSports.com, and welcome to our update for Tuesday, November 20th, 2018. Free pick in college baskets coming up in just a moment. We cashed another free college basketball winner last night here with the Creighton Blue Jays. We'll look to do it again on Tuesday. First, a quick note, if you've yet to become a member at DocSports.com, it's a real cool way to give it a try. You click on the link below the video, set yourself up for a free $60 account, which can be used on any of my daily packages over at DocSports.com or any other capper of your choice for that matter. And again, it all starts by clicking on the link below the video. Well, we swept last night, a perfect 4-0 in NBA, college basketball, and NFL combined. That extends our all-sports run to 106-67. That's about 61% winners over the past couple of months over at DocSports.com. And again, a free winner here with the Blue Jays of Creighton. We'll get to tonight's play in just a moment. The college football NFL run combined currently stands at 47-24. That goes back to about the third week of September. And our top plays, top play of the week in college football, top play of the week in the NFL, are a combined 14-1-1 the last 8 weeks. And we're talking about this right now because of the holiday, the Thanksgiving weekend, because of games being played on Thursday. We'll have our plays in college and NFL football for the entire week posted this Wednesday. Instead of Thursday, they'll be posted on Wednesday late afternoon over at DocSports.com. Don't miss out. 7-star play going for me this week in college football, 7-star play in the NFL. We look to extend that run to 16-1-1 over the past 9 weeks. Again, Wednesday is the release day this week for all college football and NFL action over at DocSports.com. As I mentioned last night, a sweep in the NBA and college baskets combined. I will have college basketball and NBA all going on Tuesday. They'll be available Tuesday afternoon over at DocSports.com, starting with college baskets, which will be posted at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Pacific. NBA also during the day on Tuesday, DocSports.com. And it's been a nice run. Again, in college baskets, we're about 63% so far this season. We are 94-60 with our last 154 November college basketball releases going back a few years now. Love the month of November. So a lot of stuff going on. Check it out on Tuesday. We won't be involved in the NHL. Just one game on Tuesday's slate. We'll wait for Wednesday's card when we got a few more games to choose from. This is Tuesday. That means the long video before we get to the free play. And that means our NFL recap. And a quick note, you can check out the NFL recap each week on Tuesday afternoons over at DocSports.com. You go to my Handicappers homepage. It's at the bottom of the page. You click on it. And again, this is basically a rough draft. I don't sit there and make a formal article out of this, guys. What I do is jot down notes as I see them, whether it be from NBC's recap show in the NFL, also a little bit of Pro Football Focus, stuff on the internet that I look and search for. And I find what I think are pertinent notes along with what I see with my eyes when I'm watching the games every Sunday and Monday night. So in no particular order, let's get to it. The Giants over the Bucs, 38-35. We saw Winston come in, play decently after Fitzpatrick threw 3 picks. The team's just a mess. Barkley, by the way, 142 yards on 27 carries for the Giants, couple of touchdowns. He makes life on Eli Manning easier. He goes 17 for 18, 231 through the air, couple of touchdowns. And the Bucs now allowing 33 points per game during their 3-game losing streak. And here's what makes it tough to back this team even in solid situations. They're now minus 23 as far as their turnover margin. That is the worst in the NFL. And how about this stat? We've talked about their Swiss cheese secondary. Well, they have 1 interception on the season, worst in the NFL. Meanwhile, they've thrown 23 picks on the season. Not good stuff for Tampa Bay this season. Detroit beats Carolina 20-19, and it was a case of Gano, the place kicker, missing an extra point and a field goal for Carolina. Kerryon Johnson, 87 yards, 15 carries. Little banged up. Check out and see what the news is on him on Tuesday. If Detroit can run the football, Kerryon Johnson, we've been saying this for several weeks, they can win football games. If he goes up against a formidable rush defense, he's probably, if he can't run, they're probably not going to win those games. Carolina, by the way, 1-7 last 8 road games. Detroit, by the way, 4-0 when they hold teams to 23 points or less. Ravens knock off the Bengals by a final score of 24-21. Lamar Jackson, all the talk, 13 for 19, 150 yards, 1 pick, but he ran the ball 27 times. That's not going to last. He's not going to last. if he keeps running the football. I'd like to see maybe 8 to 10 times, kind of a Mitchell Trubisky type of running game out of Lamar Jackson. That's just 27 times. That's ridiculous. In fact, I did see where it's the most for a quarterback in the Super Bowl era. Gus Edwards, nice game, 115 yards on 17 carries. In Baltimore, they did the smart thing. They ran the ball a bunch against Cincy. They outgained him 265 to 48 on the ground. Andrew Luck, he's now 10-0 when he faces the Tennessee Titans. That was our top play on Sunday. We had the Colts. They won 38-10. He goes 23 for 29, 297, 3 touchdowns. Fourth player in NFL history to throw at least 3 touchdown passes in 7 straight games. And the defense, man, they mixed it up. All kinds of blitz packages. Confused Mariota when he was out, when he was in the game. And then, of course, he got knocked out in the game, down 24-0. Gabbert comes in, basically ineffective. The Colts have allowed 0 sacks in the last 5 games. Huge difference from this offensive line over what they were doing the last time Andrew Luck was healthy, which was a couple of years ago. They couldn't block for him at all. The Raiders get that win over the Cardinals 23-21. They snapped their losing skid. Carr was okay, 19 for 31, $192 through the air. Couple of touchdowns, no picks, but the running backs, Richard, Martin, Washington, 33 combined carries, 152 yards. If they can run like that, they can be in games till the very end. Broncos upset the Chargers 23-22. That was all about Phillip Rivers throwing that pick. They were up 19-7. In the second half, he throws an interception around the Denver 40-yard line as they looked to be driving again at least for a field goal. And he gives Denver lifeblood, and they take advantage. By the way, Lindsey, 11 carries, 79 yards, couple of touchdowns. Big game for him. Besides Phillip Rivers making a couple of mistakes, the Chargers had 120 yards in penalties. The Steelers come from behind, come out of nowhere, and beat the Jags 20-16. Pittsburgh 14-0. That's what they outscored Jacksonville in the final 2.5 minutes of the game. They outgained the Jags 154 to -2 in the fourth quarter. Big game for Antonio Brown and also for Schuster. Steelers 6-game win streak, and they're now 4-0-1 on the road. They had 0 points in their first 9 possessions. And as far as Jacksonville, listen, Bortles has 5 touchdown passes and 9 turnovers during the 6-game skid. Give the defense credit, but that offense just stinks, and the defense can't always hold up and win games for them. They're on this huge losing streak. We'll see if they can snap out of it in their next game. Texans upend the Redskins 23-21, but the Skins got the cover. Miller, 20 carries, 86 yards. You know about Alex Smith, had the bad break in his leg, and he's going to be out for 6 to 8 months. Colt McCoy will be the starting quarterback, 6 for 12, 54 yards, and a touchdown when he came into the game. 4th win of the season by 3 points or less for Houston, and they are now 29-1 under O'Brien when leading at the half, according to NBC Sports, 29-1. The Cowboys beat the Falcons 22-19. Another big day for Zeke. Elliott, 122 yards on 23 carries. You'll remember last week in the win over Philly, he ran for $150. If he's able to run the ball like this, 110, 120 effective yards, they got a shot to win games. Takes the pressure off of Dak. He goes 22 for 32, 208 yards. No turnovers, makes life easier on this passing game when Zeke's able to run the football well. And by the way, Dallas is 5-0 this year when they don't turn the ball over. They held on to the football again on Sunday, and Atlanta's just a mess right now. Atlanta, by the way, 3 losses this season after leading or being tied with 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Eagles and Saints. Saints just crushed the defending Super Bowl champs 48-7, 41-point margin. Is the worst ever for a defending Super Bowl champ on the negative side of things. And Wentz had another rough game. He was 19 for 33, $156, no touchdowns, 3 picks. Drew Brees, 25 touchdowns, 1 interception on the season. He's got the best offensive line in the NFL. The Saints have faced 3 straight tough NFL situations, and they've come through with flying colors in all 3. Vikings and Bears Sunday night, Bears 25-20. Interesting thing about that total, which was 45 for a good chunk of the week, came down to 44. We saw it go over 44, land on 45, with a 28-point fourth quarter between these two teams combined. Chicago outrushed Minnesota 148-22, and Chicago held Cook to 12 yards on 9 carries. Khalil Mack, of course, Eddie Jackson had a huge game, for the Bears on defense. And Cody Parkey came through, the place kicker for the Bears, got the job done. And then tonight, Monday Night Football, we saw the Chiefs and Rams do battle. First time ever that an NFL football team scores 50-plus points and loses a game. The Rams won 54-51. Kind of depends on when you got this one. The line was 3.5 most of the week. Of course, on Monday it was basically 3. So for the most part, if you had Kansas City during the week, you got the win by half a point. If you played on Monday, you likely got a push no matter who you played. About 1,000 yards of offense. KC outgained the Rams 546 to 445. 95 passes thrown in the game. You know what? I thought both teams blew it by not running the football more in this contest. Both defenses can't stop the run, yet we saw rushing attempts really at a minimum. You saw 14 for Kareem Hunt, 12 for Todd Gurley. I really thought one of these two teams would take control of this game by having their running back run the football at least 20 times in this contest. Thought it was a bad, I got to admit it, thought it was a bad coaching job by not having more carries by either Hunt or Gurley, depending on what sideline you happen to be on. 7 turnovers in the game. It was sloppy. 5 by Kansas City. 21 penalties called in the game, including 13 on the Kansas City Chiefs. And again, if you want this in detailed form, all written, just go over to DocSports.com, my homepage over there, bottom of the page, you can click on a link and it'll have all these notes and even more detailed for all the games from this past week in the NFL. All right, free pick in just a second. Again, we'll be involved in college basketball in the NBA on Tuesday. The plays will be posted on Tuesday at DocSports.com. We swept last night a perfect 4-0. All the football plays, college football, NFL for the entire week will be posted on Wednesday afternoon. Free play, let's get to it. We're going to go to college basketball, play team 772, James Madison. They're laying 8.5 right now over the Citadel. And listen, the Dukes are off to a 4-0 start this season and will look to exact a little bit of revenge over the Bulldogs. It is a different-looking Citadel team because 5 players left this program in the offseason. They've still got Matt Frierson. He's going to bomb away from area code 3. He's made about half of his three-pointers on the season. But James Madison has held their opponents' first 4 to 24% shooting behind the arc. I think they can make life a little bit tough on Frierson. Basically, everything the Citadel has to do well to keep this game close, James Madison has been doing just a little bit better. And I don't think that Citadel has anybody to match up with Darius Banks. He's throwing down about 20 points per game for the Dukes. I expect them to do so again. They've got a decent amount of scores, 4 guys averaging over 10 points per game. I'm laying the points with James Madison. Again, they're about an 8.5 point favorite. James Madison, team 772, your free pick on Tuesday. All right, listen, if you like what you're seeing here, click on that thumbs up button. Be sure to subscribe. We appreciate those who have done so thus far. We'll be right back here Wednesday, 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Pacific with our next free play. I'm Scott Spreitzer, DocSports.com. Let's put Tuesday in the win column.